Hello. I just thought I would just share some thoughts on the State of the Union address from last night. I was a little inattentive at the time. I kind of felt very sleepy, uh, but I did get the main gist of the whole speech, which was pretty much I thought it was just pretty hollow uh, for Obama to do that. I mean, now's not the time for hollow speeches. I mean, he could have done a much better job last night, and I also thought that a lot of the stuff he said was just a little annoying and not really not really substantial. I mean, on the liberal side of it, yeah, I mean, it was like, yeah, we like what you said, yeah, go Obama, but it's just not. It's just that raising minimum wage, further subsidizing, basically doing those things are just not really uh, beneficial for a situation. I mean, we tried every. It's been proven that raising minimum wage and further subsidizing education does not work. However, the thing I did like was when the student loans were taken over by the Department of Education, and then the Great Lakes. Then there's the Great Lakes Borrowing Service. That facilitates all that. It actually helped out a little bit when they took that over, so that way students would have some time to pay back the loans and such. But the thing is, further subsidizing education doesn't help education. All the people will do is pocket the money, and then raise a minimum wage. All employers will do is cut employees and raise prices and things like that, and it'll also make it hard for entry-level workers such as myself try to get an entry-level job, because then people will have incentive to raise the standard, say 2 or 3 years experience, and then they'll hire those people instead of people who have zero experience, who can be taught by the company and and have incentive to stick with the company for a while, whereas someone with experience, maybe they'll stick with them for a couple years, but then they'll go and try to find a more premium job. So yeah, the market will definitely suffer if they even try to just pushing for it. It'll scare the small businesses owners that have to comply the with the minimum wage standard, and that you see, well, even if Obama raises minimum wage, it also hurts the people that don't have to necessarily go with minimum wage, such as maybe like certain non-profit groups and things like that. I mean, does everyone have to pay minimum wage like $7.25 an hour? No, some people don't have to, and there's loopholes you can get around for not paying it. And it also some states have higher minimum wage, and it tends to be that the states with higher minimum wage tend to have less economic appeal, less business appeal, and it just people tend to leave those states, and they tend to be more liberal states like Illinois. No, everybody wants to leave Illinois, including myself, especially Central Illinois. This area is pretty hard hit with a lot of government regulation, things like that. And also you have some rent-controlled housing in Peoria, and it just getting increasingly dangerous in the area. So, so an example is that people will go to reforming states that were liberal and are currently now going on a conservative edge, like Wisconsin. I heard Michigan is doing some stuff, and then. In general, and then Texas obviously doesn't have their state income tax. You still have to pay federal, but not having to pay state income tax is a really nice plus. And then Florida also doesn't have state income tax, I've heard. So Florida and Texas are kind of money-making states right now, for individuals, because you don't have to pay those state income taxes. So it's a nice, because it's not like when you get your pay stub and you see you don't have to pay state income tax. It's pretty nice. So, The next thing is that, well, though, if you stayed up to watch the speech, you really didn't have to. It just seemed to be like a waste of time, and it just really had no. You could have predicted what Obama said, and because of maybe some commentary on the news, or if you're really well educated, well, I do have my college degree, but if you're really well educated and you really thought that you didn't really have to watch it. I mean, and also you could have just recorded it on TV or something, and just get into little tidbits of it. So it was so basically what Obama should have done was probably just kind of bid into the conservative ticket and basically just try to do some conservative things right now, like like lots of tax cuts, and and specifically address which tax cuts and how they can be implemented, or how Congress can, basically negotiate with the Republicans and just say, okay, let's do your tax cuts and everything, but we'll do these education subsidies or something like that, or either that we'll just say we'll have these tax cuts. Basically, what Obama really needs to do is just implement a lot of tax cuts, and also get and resolve the Benghazi situation. Say, you know what, that was basically tell the truth about Benghazi, and just say, okay, here's what happened, I lied, etc. Or if these wasn't going to do that, at least say, okay, Benghazi was, I did not control Benghazi, and don't make it up. Don't say I'm sorry literally. Just say, just say all the details that happened, and move on from there. And then let's see here. I mean, what I would like him to do is just to say, we knew about the call for security, and we didn't act on it because we felt that it wasn't necessary, or something like that, or we just didn't want to do it, quite frankly. That's what I would say. I mean, if I was in his shoes, in the position he's in, it's just not a good position right now, because since the president couldn't back up his words, now he's just pretty much being viewed as a lame duck, and nobody wants to listen to him anymore. So, all his credibility is kind of going down the toilet, and also foreign policy hasn't been good, and he really needs to say, yes, we stand with Israel. And in the speech he didn't name anybody specifically, and he needed to, and he did it, and he just needed to have all those hard plans, in motion, and he doesn't have hard plans. All he said, these are the things I want to do, and that's it. So there's nothing meaty, and it's just a big disappointment. So anyway, I mean, from a liberal, even though he's liberal, he's not doing liberalism well, actually, which maybe we should be thankful for that, since the website's not doing so good, and the federal website's not so good, and maybe we should be thankful for it instead of just being, oh, we wish this would work. Well, maybe it's a good thing it's not working, so maybe we prevent it. Maybe universal health care can be prevented, because if you have universal health care, it's going to be real stinky. I mean, you might be able to get certain cheap meds, but all your medicine won't be cheap, and then you also have the fact that you won't be able to say to the doctor, so maybe having the medicine, so in order to get the cheap meds, you have to wait like 5 years to get it. So, or for a doctor to prescribe it to you, or to know what you're doing at some level. So anyway, those are just some thoughts I had from what I watched last night, and I felt the added commentary was necessary, just to maybe cause a conversation among some people. And anyway, God bless America, and thank you for watching.